Hi, I'm April Sawtell and welcome to my channel. What we're going to be making today, some little Scandinavian stars. They're a lot of fun. Let's get started. I've got this fat quarter bundle I'm going to use. I just need to, for what I'm doing, I only need 4 fabrics out of here. I want to have 2 different pieces per star. So I'm going to make a few different stars. So that's how I'm going to do it. You're going to need scissors, maybe a pair of tweezers if you have it. You might want to use those. Go ahead and cut your strips down. I did 4 inches by 14 inches, and I've got 4. I'm using 2 fabrics for this one. I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to give it a good press all the way down. That's going to be my crease line. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open it back up, and I'm going to fold each piece into the center to hit the crease line that I made. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to give that a good press. I'm going to fold that in half after I've pressed it here. And I will just go ahead and fold it in half, give it another good press. If you have starch, starch really will work well with this. Now take each strip and fold it down, not quite in half. I left about 1 inch at the bottom of each strip here. Fold all of them down, and then you're gonna want to go ahead and press all of those down. You really want it nice and crisp and pressed. It really will work a lot better this way. So just fold those down, press the edges there to make sure your little fold is nice and crisp. So I've got my 4 pieces of fabric here, and I'm just using 2 colors, and I'm using the Christmas fabric here. And I've made sure that I've pressed the edges really well, and my short sides are all face up. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to just start lining this up. 2 colors at the top and bottom, and 2 colors on the side. Because they all match, this is the order how I want to have them. If I was using scrappy fabric, this would not matter. All right, now the other thing you want is to be sure that your short edges are on the top. And one thing I'm going to do is I just want to make sure where I've got my folds, I want the 4 folds always going toward the center. By doing that, it seems like it lines me up. So how the lineup should go, it should go folded edge, raw edge, folded edge, raw edge, folded edge, raw edge, folded edge, raw edge. Now, I think it's because I've got my 4 folds all facing the middle is why that comes out perfectly each time. Now, all you're going to do is you're going to open up your fabric and you're going to lay down. You're always going to put your raw edges inside, okay? So you just open that up, and here's your raw edges. Here's your fold. Then we're going to take here's our fold, so the raw edges need to go on the inside. Okay, same here. We want to go, the raw edges go inside. The raw edges are going to go inside. And now all we're going to do, we're going to pull this all together. So now if you've used starch on this, this should stay nice and tight for you. If you don't, you don't have to use starch, but it will be a little bit more flimsy. So now you've got that all pulled together, and what you've got here now is you've got a 4 patch, and you've got a 4 patch on the inside. You just want to make sure they're all nice and tight and about the same size. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to give this a little press right here in the center, just because I want it to keep staying stiff as possible. Just seems like it can get quite flimsy, so I would definitely recommend a press after each round. So now our short edges are still on the top. We want to flip this over, and we want our long edges on the top. Now all we're going to do is we're going to start right here, and we're going to go counterclockwise. We're going to pull this over. So pull this one over. You're going to pull this one up, pull this one over, pull this one up. Okay? Now this one has no place to go. As you can see, our 4 patch is no longer. We want to get that back. So you're just going to take your finger through your little hole here and go ahead and grab your tail and pull that through. Now, you've got your 4 patch back. Again, we'll turn this over for a second just to look. You've got your 4 patch. It looks nice. There, it's just what we're looking for. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give that a little press right in the center again. I am using a little bit of steam and I am putting a lot of pressure down. So we're going to start right here at the top. We're just going to take and pull this over and we're going to start with, see how I can't, that's not where I want to put it. I want to put it into this little fold that I can maneuver with my finger. See how I can lift up on that? I always want to be on this side of it. So I'm going to start with being on the wrong side, which is the side that I'm not going to tuck in. I want that always just, let's pretend that that's always got to be face up. I'm going to take and I'm going to fold this over. This is my star point. I'm folding it over, giving it a finger press, and I'm, see now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my tail and I'm going to pull it down toward me. And all I'm doing is making a triangle here at the top. And then I'm going to fold that over and I'm going to finger press that really good because I need these points crisp. So I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to bring this tail through. Now, you could use a stiletto here or you could use some tweezers if you wanted. I'm just going to use my finger. I feel I have enough, you know, I'm a little more coordinated pulling it with my finger. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull that tight again. And there's my first point. Now, I still have this long tail. I don't want a long tail in there because I won't be able to see my 4 patch. So I'm going to pull this a little bit away from toward me, and then I'm going to give it a snip. So when I pull back up, it's tucked underneath my 4 patch. Okay, and then I'm going to pull that tight. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to just give it a little press right now as I go around with a little steam. So now I'm going to make another little point. I'm going to make the point, this is the point closest to me here, at the bottom of my triangle, I'll call this. I want the point closest to me, so I'm going to take my fabric and I'm going to pull that up. And I know I'm on the right side because this is the side I'm not tucking in. I need to turn it to give it the spot where I want to tuck in. Now I'm going to turn it. Okay. And I'm going to fold this toward me. I'm going to fold this whole piece toward me. And now I've got my point again. I'll just line that up, push it down, give it a good firm pressure with my finger. And I'm going to open up this little hole and I'm going to come right through. Okay, I'm going to pull and see where I'm at. Now I've got 2 points to my star. My tail's too long. I'm going to pull it out a little bit to where I think that it will get tucked. And I'm going to snip that off. And then pull it back through. There, I've got 2 nice crisp points. I'm going to give that a little press. With a little steam. Now I'm going to make another point here. I'm going to take make a point, turn it over, bring that down towards me to get my triangle. I'm going to pull this over to get my nice star point on that side. And then I'm going to take my finger, and this is where you could use a tweezer and reach up and grab it if you wanted to. I'm just going to use my fingers, pull that through, and tighten that up. It's a little bit too long, so I'm going to pull this through and snip that bottom off. Just a little bit there. And then I'll pull that back through. Okay, there's my point. Now, I'm going to push that, and again, I'm going to take my iron, and I'm going to press that really flat with lots of pressure and steam. Okay. Now, I'm going to move over to the next one. I'm going to make my point, flip it, come right down towards me, finger press. I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to come right up in, grab it again. Pulling it through. So it really is just like weaving. I mean, it's kind of fun. So all I'm going to do now, I'm going to pull my fabric through a little bit and snip that off and pull that back through. I'm going to go ahead and give that another little press right there. I'm going to do this all the way around to every side. Here's what it's looking like so far. I'm going to take my piece and I'm going to make my point. I'm going to flip it, fold it down toward me. There's my triangle. Fold it over and lift up. See how nice and loose that is with your finger to come into that? Pull that right through. And then tighten yourself back up. You really want this pretty tight. So here, I've got some extra. I'm going to pull that point down into it a little bit and snip that off. Okay? And pull that back up. It does take a little bit of a line in. You have to adjust it every once in a while. Okay, now, again, a nice hard press. Push it while I'm pushing with my steam and my iron to get that flat. Okay. I'm going to do this one here. There's my point. I want my point down here. I'm going to flip this, fold down, get my triangle, fold it over, finger press it, lift up. I'll lift up my weave, I guess I'll call that, and bring that through, and then readjust to tighten it. Now that one is pretty long, so I'm going to pull that through and give that a snip right there. That one is a pretty big piece. I'm going to pull that up through. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give that another little press right there. I'm going to do this one here. Hold on here. Now I'm going to do this one here. I'm going to make my point, turn it, fold it. There's my triangle, fold it, finger press it and pull it through. And readjust this one. This one kind of pulled out a little bit. Okay, and pull. I'm going to pull tight. And I've got one more left. I would probably put some glue under here, under each little 4 patch. I would put some glue just to hold this all in place so it never shifts. That little dab of glue inside each 4 patch, you'll be more sure that it won't fall apart through the years. Okay, we've got one more tail here we need to do to make our star point. So we're going to make our point. Flip, fold it toward you, finger press it, open up your hole here, and come back through. And readjust. Sometimes you do need to do that little readjusting. I think this project might look a little easier than it is. It is a little, it just gets a little confusing. My advice would be to start each star point on the side that has the thicker piece. So when you flip it, you know you'll be able to come right into the fabric. After you make a few of these, it will get easier and easier. You can re-watch the video and keep going back to the steps if you need to. So here's my little star. Now I'm going to give this one more good press. I made a few of these, as I showed you at the start. Here's how the little stars came out. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Remember to keep it simple. Have a nice day. Bye.